Hey everybody, it's Mike with How to Land Any Job again, and we are back. Back giving tips. And for today's tips, I want to focus on our 40 and plus crowd. Some people would argue this is 50 and plus or 55 and plus, our more experienced group, but it really could apply to anyone who's 40 plus, and you might even find some of the advice is helpful for other of yous out there as well. But in terms of people that are being held back in their job search because they feel like they're older and that's sometimes impacting their search, there's two main concerns that I've noticed with my older clients, both 40 plus and 50 plus. Concern number one, concern is you have so much experience, there is a perception that you're going to be more expensive. There's a perception that you're going to be more expensive because you have more experience. And so it's not that people are necessarily discriminating based on age, it's that companies constantly want to get the best value for their money. So if they can get someone who's qualified and good enough to do the job for a lesser amount, they're certainly going to try to do that. So tip number one to help overcome this: I'm too qualified, I'm overqualified, I'm potentially too expensive. Stop talking about the specific number of years of experience you have. And I used to make this mistake myself in the past. I used to say, hey, I have over 10 years of marketing experience, or I have over 15 years of experience in the technology industry. If you are stating a number of years of experience and the company hasn't explicitly said in the job description that they want 15 years of experience, then they're going to see, well, I'm only looking for 12 years or I'm only looking for 8 years of experience and you have 15. You must be more expensive. You must be more expensive. Or another thing they're potentially thinking about is they're potentially thinking, well, you're so much more experienced than I'm looking for, you might get bored and you might leave me. And so they want to minimize the chances of spending more money than they have budgeted. And they also want to minimize the chances that you're going to get bored and you're going to leave in a certain number of years. So simply by taking out the number of exact years of experience you have, that's going to alleviate a lot of concerns before they even start. So here's a tip for you. Instead of saying, I have 15 years of experience or whatever the exact number of years of experience you have, say, I have multiple years of experience in, or I have extensive years of experience in. Now, this goes for your interviews, your resume, as well as any other types of communication. If you simply make that change, I think you're going to get a lot better results. Now, the second major concern that I see with some of my older, more experienced clients that I work with is there's a perception that people that are older have less energy. Now, I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying there's a perception out there that that might be true. And I will say with a number of the clients that I come, some of them are thinking about retiring within a couple of years, and they actually come in and they meet with me for the first or second time, and they're not smiling, and they don't seem like they have a lot of energy. Now, there's some exceptions to the rule. I mean, I know some 70, 80-year-olds that have more energy than I do. And so if you're one of those that has a lot of energy, you definitely want to keep doing what you're doing. For those of you where maybe you're having a rough day or you're going through a lot in your personal life or your career, you're going to have to put a little bit more effort into coming in with some passion, coming in with some energy. Because if you're not passionate and energetic during those phone interviews, during those networking conversations, during those interviews, then that's going to affect whether or not you get the job. Because I have a number of corporate clients that I talk to that say, hey, well, if I have two people that are equally good enough to do the job, even if one is more experienced than the other, I'm probably going to go with the person that I enjoy being with, that I'm really going to enjoy working with. And that tends to be people that are energetic and passionate about what they do. Last comment on that, and this is going to seem really simple: smile. The more you smile, the more approachable you are, the friendlier you're perceived, and the more likely people want to work with you. Sometimes people get nervous and they get serious in the interview, or even serious when they're talking on the phone with someone, and that can come through in the tonality. And so by encouraging yourself to smile, maybe looking at a photo of someone that means a lot to you, or listening to happy music before you go into an interview, whether it's in person or on phone, can certainly make a huge difference. So I'm rooting for you, my experienced clients out there and listeners out there. I'm rooting for you. And with these tips, you can really overcome any misperceptions that it's harder for older people to find jobs. All right, follow these. You're going to have success. I'm rooting for you. Come check me out at any of my social media sites at How to Land Any Job, or check out my website at How to Land Any Job. Thanks, everybody.